Hi, I'm Brett with Seneca Conservation District here in Tiffin, Ohio. We're just outside our office this afternoon and we're getting ready to plant a chaos garden. You might say, what's a chaos garden? Well, let me describe it. We've got a bag of seed that has a whole bunch of variety of things in it, from melons to beans to corn to flowering plants, and they're all mixed together. And we've put them in the drill and we're going to plant this half-acre patch behind me. We've prepped this patch about a week ago by spraying it with some herbicide, and it had previously been a cover crop plot. So we had some ryegrass and some peas and some vetch, and all that's been terminated, and all that's brown that you see out here now. And we're going to take the drill and tractor and we're going to plant our chaos garden right directly into that plot. So we're going to go ahead and start mixing our seed. We'll dump a little bit in the tub. You can see I've already got some in the tub that's been mixed already. We'll dump some of the seed in. We get a little bit of water, just a slight bit of moisture on top of that seed, because the powder, the inoculum, is just like a dry powder, and we've got to have a way for it to stick to the seed. And so without the moisture, it would simply just run right through the bottom of it and end up in the tub or in the bottom of the grain drill. So we've got it in there, and then we just start mixing this stuff up. This is not any kind of a chemical pesticide. This is a natural product. The inoculum is simply a bacteria. It's a live, living bacteria that will stick to the seed, and once it gets in the soil, other bacteria in the soil will work with it and allow these legumes to be able to fix nitrogen naturally from the atmosphere. But as you can see, there's a lot of variety. There's a lot of size difference. You can see some pumpkin seeds. You can see some green beans here that are white. These are the mung beans, these purple ones here. This one is some sunflower. It looks like there's some sort of a pea in there as well. Lots of little seed. There's cantaloupe. There's watermelon. It's all mixed together, much like a cover crop is going to be planted, a cover crop blend that we would do in a field. And we'll just mix it all together. We're going to put it in the drill, and we're going to plant it just like that and see what comes up. We're ready to load the drill now with our chaos garden mix. As you saw earlier, we got a whole bunch of different size seeds all mixed together, and we're just going to dump it right in the drill. We happen to be using a drill that's made for, it's got multiple different boxes. A small box back here for small species like grasses and alfalfas. It's got a box in here to seed native grasses, which are fluffy. But we're just going to put this in the main box in the front, which would seed normally soybeans or wheat or anything that any farmer would use. And so we'll just dump it in, we get in the drill, and we're ready to go. All right, it's June 24th. We're getting ready to do our chaos garden. We would like to have had this done a little bit sooner, but you know, the weather hasn't been the most cooperative. We've gone from fairly wet to fairly dry. You know, normal challenges of agriculture this year. This garden is actually over a year in the making, because we were planning on doing this a year ago, but here in Seneca County, Ohio, more than 40 or 50% of the county took preventative plant on corn and soybeans last year, and it wasn't until almost July 1st before it was even fit to plant a year ago. So we are at least 5 or 6 days ahead of that schedule at this point. So we'll see what happens. There's no actual playbook for this chaos garden. It's our first attempt at it, and this is what we have to offer for today. So we're going to get started. There was a group of us from Seneca County who went out to Kansas to a conference called No-Till on the Plains 2 years ago, and they did a whole presentation on it out there, where a farmer and his wife did a chaos garden, and they took all of the harvest from it and continued all summer to donate it to local food pantries. And it was a really interesting concept about how some of these families and some of these kids had the opportunity to eat foods that they had never eaten before. And so we said, you know, we've got this little plot that we do cover crops here at our office. We put cover crops in it, but we never put a cash crop in it. So it seemed like the perfect fit for us then to do a similar thing where we could grow this chaos garden, we could harvest the fruits and vegetables that are going to come off of it, donate it to the local food bank, and just give back to our community the best that we can. Again, this is our first time through. We don't know where it's going to go. We don't even know if it's going to grow or not. But we hope that we're doing it right, and time will tell. It has a little bit of symmetry that actually occurs with it all, because all those plants actually have the opportunity to benefit one another. Normally we think about most things being in a monoculture when we plant. Even in your gardens at home, you probably separate your corn from your beans, from your melons, but we're doing something a little bit different. We're just mixing them all together, and we're going to see how they respond. And I think you're going to find out, as well as we do, that they respond quite well. We've finished our planting so far here. We're just double checking some of our seed depths, and things look pretty good. The ground's just a little bit damper than I'd like to see it, but I think it's all going to work out just fine. We're all done. We're going to just hope and pray now that we get the right weather that brings everything up, and as that progresses, we're going to keep you updated with some blog posts and some video, and feel free to stop out at the office and take a look at it. Feel free to contact us at the office as well if you'd like. You know, if you can think of some charities or anything like that that might be looking for some of the food, assuming that we get some of it, give us a shout. We'd love to hear from you.